Well dressing is where you make pictures using flowers and other natural materials. Oliver Shimwell, who was the headmaster of the local school, moved into the village and in 1936 decided to inaugurate the well dressings in the village. I got involved initially when we moved in the village and they found out that I was an art teacher by profession. And so I started designing wells, and that was in 1979. Originally, when I first started, I thought this is quite a challenge. I've never worked in the media of flowers and clay before. The main picture is petalled. That's lots and lots of different flowers overlapping, like roof tiles. It has to stand up for over a week. So you have to choose your petals very carefully. Certain petals don't last. Certain petals can't be used because they bruise.
We came to Stoney in 1983 and the lady that did the well asked me to fetch some stalks off the meadows, and I did. And then she said, put them in here, which I did. And that was 1983, and I've been collecting flowers ever since. People, they may shake in the shoes during petalling week when they see me walking around with a pair of scissors, but most people give freely. You mustn't have petals that curl up, you mustn't have petals that die. So we use the tester board to practice with anything that we can find.
Some of the best petals are hydrangeas. Unfortunately, this is a limestone area and hydrangeas don't grow on limestone, so we have to go knocking on doors in Sheffield saying, oh, can we have a few of your flowers? So it's always a good laugh, and it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is.
There's more to it than just petals. There's the hard work of fetching the clay, which nobody knows, only the older folk, where it comes from, and the puddling and the putting it onto the boards is the hard work.
My name is Michael Cartledge, and I am involved in the preparation of all the stuff to do with the actual wells being put up. The seam of clay, and we have to go and dig it out, which is something that's done a month ago or so. You're getting rid of any impurities in it, like bits of stones, bits of grit, you know, all this sort of thing that does come through it, because you don't want hard bits on these when you're trying to do your petalling. So the idea is you put it through to get rid of all the little bits, and you know, obviously we're chucking stones out of it and all sorts. These get put into the baths to be soaked, so it helps not to dry them out as quick. Because obviously if you put it onto dry wood, it will dry out very quickly. And obviously the idea is you're trying to, I mean, you've got to try and keep them something like for at least a fortnight from putting the clay on them to then letting them, they've been up a week. I would imagine in the grand scheme of the whole well dressings, there's probably 40 or 50 people involved, you know, at least.
This is a question that I've been often asked. Where do you get your ideas from? Well, some of them you can get them from a quote, a Bible quote. You think of a really good Bible quote, and I tend to like using St James Bible rather than the modern version because the language is so much better. Or, you know, I was on holiday in Rome and I got a lot of ideas from Rome. Most of them from here, of course. But you have to be willing to absorb other things as well. And I thought maybe I'll do another village landmark. So I looked around and I settled on the Lover's Leap. Called Lover's Leap because a young lady was jilted by her boyfriend in Stoney, Middleton and leapt off the cliffs, and her voluminous skirts acted as a parachute and she landed safely, which is why it's called Lover's Leap. So I thought, okay, we'll do Lover's Leap. On Monday, people will come down and see the design just as almost like just a pencil drawing in black wool, and then they can start filling. It's sort of almost like painting by numbers, petling by numbers. It's the same thing. The picture's there, you just copy the picture, there are the lines. But it's not as simple as that, of course. We've really got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it goes up on Friday night. So we have to work quite fast and it gets quite frantic, but a lot of people come and help, hopefully. Touch wood.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me the greatest pleasure to declare the Stoney Middleton World Wrestling 2017 officially open. Have a great afternoon. Thank you for coming along.
Oh, I think it's really important in a village to keep that tradition going because it's only a Derbyshire thing.
The money raised from doing it benefits things like the church and the chapel and things which are in the village. You know, they end up with getting money from what the well dressings have made. So that's the real reason, if we can carry on to do it. You know, it helps other things within the village.
It's part of the community and there's lots and lots of things go on during the week. This is when the pictures are up, the village gets together and there's all sorts of celebrations and all sorts of things happening.